if you're not obsessed with the how and you're just more obsessed with telling a story that you're passionate about, you can do it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Too Personal with Joy Taylor. So excited to have my girl Gia.
Why am I far?
Yeah, my short little arms. Gia Peppers in studio and NAACP and NAACP,
Right.
whatever you prefer. I'm going NAA. Sorry, love y'all, but it's NAA. Image Award-nominated journalist, television host, podcaster, storyteller from DC. I'm gonna have to get some DC Rex from you for something.
Oh.
Yeah, remind me, Haley.
Okay.
We got to get DC Rex from her.
Yeah.
Host and executive producer of More Than That with Gia Peppers, contributor to NBC's Today Show and Healed Girl Era podcast, and a million other things. Interviewed everyone from Rihanna to the late Kobe Bryant, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama's When We All Vote initiative. Huge resume. Been in the business a long time. She has also created a new community, Creatives of Faith, where she is helping people navigate ambition, healing, creativity, and faith without feeling like they have to choose. Welcome to Too Personal.
Come on, intro.
There's a lot more. There's a whole card. But
we don't have time.
Give
It would
her a
be like
Google
me
if
and
this is
you
your first time.
reading
I
each
know,
other.
like really just introduce
Just like journalist, creative.
personality.
We're just here.
Speaking of, we had like half a pod before we started,
did.
but I think this is, well, there's a couple things I really want to ask you
Okay,
about.
let's go.
Okay. I'll save the second one for after the serious conversation
Ooh.
because well, it's actually kind of serious. Maybe we'll start there actually. What is your opinion on the Bonnet-Gate?
Oh, I love this. I almost feel now old enough to not care what people think anymore. I grew up in a time where like you don't wear a bonnet outside. I kind of can't stand it. And I also hear the context and the nuance of not feeling like you have to perform for the white gaze and GAZE, not GAYS, just so people know. You got to say. You got to say.
With the Z.
Because, we came up in a time where respectability politics felt like it was going to protect us and it doesn't protect us. It's for me aesthetics. I personally am a girl that will lay down the edges right up until I get to the party and then take it off for the party. But I just grew up like that. Like that's just what I see, and I just think that if you're, in the house on a flight doing your thing, you can, by yourself, whatever, or with your gang, with your comforts of your people, I think it's fine. I think that like I do bummy sometimes. If you see me, you'll be like homeless or unhoused person or Gia, don't know. Could be
God,
either.
we can't say anything.
Like
I can't say anything.
Can't say anything. But I do feel like, the at some point it's just.
But what
too
do you feel
far.
about the school, like making it?
I don't know. That's HBCU culture. That's like some of the HBCUs have, like they used to have to dress in certain attire for business school for HBCUs. Like that not surprising to me.
Here's my thing with it, because it's like we were talking about before we started recording, just like, and listen, I'm so grateful for Threads. Oh, thank you. Thank you, other
Sometimes.
billionaire, for bringing it back. It's not quite Black Twitter.
No, it's not.
It's
And
not quite Black
really
Twitter.
annoying.
We'll never
see
capture
the
that
day.
again. So fuck you, Elon, for taking that from us. But we've built brick by brick a space where we can kind of find each other
Every now and then.
and have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But like anything nowadays, it's getting polluted with bots and bullshit. And this is my thing about the Bonnet-Gate. I used to roll up to class hungover, looking terrible. I can't even imagine. I don't remember doing my hair. I don't remember what my hair looked like. Probably in a bun, I guess. And like, but I went.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You
I
made
do feel, listen, aesthetically, no, you're not going to catch me walking around town in a bonnet. You will catch me on a plane with a bonnet on, because
You
I'm
will catch
laying
me
down
on
on
a
this lay
plane.
flat, so I don't know what business it is of yours, what
I
I'm
agree
doing
on the plane.
And I lay flat.
Not in the gate.
No.
No,
when
but
I
you-
get
but
when I
on
get
up.
situated for my little sleep,
Hello.
with my little mask, the bonnet's going on. Okay,
Yeah.
because when I
Yeah.
lands in this international community that I have landed in, I want my hair to be put together.
That
Okay, so
part.
this is none of your business.
That part.
What I'm doing, and they've given me socks and slippers. So again, it's none of your business.
Come
what
on,
I'm doing.
first class experiences.
Some of them have given me pajamas. And you better believe I put the pajamas on. I said, I dress comfortably, but I'm putting these motherfucking pajamas on.
As much as this play costs.
I had a lamp. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I do not need to put these comfy pajamas
not
on.
lived, honey. I've
but
never
I
had a
am
lamp.
putting these pajamas on. It doesn't matter. The point is, I get it from an aesthetic place. But I said this today. Well, I'm going to date this podcast now, but whatever. I said it on Threads because an educator was like, you know, not only are they wearing bonnets and blankets to class and slippers, but they can't read, they can't write, they aren't like processing the conversation that we're having. And I'm like, yeah, but can we just, I feel like these conversations distract us from the institutional problems.
Sure.
Because I look like shit in class, but I was in class.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that my professors were like, here comes this bitch in her sweatpants and slides and an oversized hoodie with her mascara all over her face and 17 stickers from the club she was at last night. But I was there.
Yeah.
And I graduated with honors, Buki. So I think we need to focus on like the real problems.
Yes.
And I think that these like surface level things like don't even come close to what the real problem is.
We are so distracted from everything that actually matters that it's literal jokes. I mean, old boy in office just rolled back Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP. Like, we're not okay.
Poopy pants?
Yeah, poopy pants. And he
Sir poops a lot.
See, exactly. We're just trying to get through.
Yeah.
Hopefully these next couple of years if he leaves. But anywho.
Or if God does his big one.
Oh, wow. No, well. Anywho,
I said it.
Look,
it's okay.
I'm
Joy
like,
Taylor said it.
Look, anywho, I say all that to say, I agree that there is it's better for the child, the college student, to be in class. But at some point in the real world, depending on where you want to go, you're going to have to get up and get ready to go somewhere, and you're not going to feel like it. So I do think it's good training to be like, yo, hey, even if you could take it, blankets in class is crazy. Slippers in class is crazy. I also feel like, are you really there to learn or sleep? Like, you showing me that you're trying to sleep in my class. Do you even care about it? So I get why some teachers, especially because we're talking about generations here of professors, HBCU professors, and my mother is one of them. They don't leave their job. She tells me all the time that there's people that's 95 with one eye that are still teaching and overseeing certain programs because
they're kind of saying.
I hate it here so much. They are.
They're not leaving.
They work because they love what they do. In the same vein that we have students who are absolutely complaining about that, and I get what they're saying, they also have professors that stay with them over literally overtime of 7 p.m. or whatever the regular college hours are and work with them. Like my mother, I have to literally tell my mom, please, it is 10 o'clock.
So you think it's generational?
I think it's a generational conversation, but I also do think it's fair. Sometimes we might have woo-wooed too far to the point where we're like, there's no rules, but you can wear your bonnet maybe just for the, whatever, for your time. And I don't care if you're in the dorm room. I don't care if you want to go on the yard like that or whatever. But like at some point in life, you're going to have to show up for what you want your life to reflect. If you're at college, I'm assuming you want a career that like is going to bring you
you're not going to be able to wear the bonnet to the office.
Yeah. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having people start to just train a little bit. Yeah. Now, we do live in a time where most people are creatives and creators. There are a lot of people who are creators and creators that work from home and who's going to stream and get $25,000 and never have to take their bonnet off. But, just decide.
But they aren't going to college.
That's true. They're going to University. Streaming University.
Where do they have it now? USC? Is that where they have the... Is that where they announced it?
Yeah, it was like...
Now, what the fuck? Ain't no Arkansas. There's no way, Specs. Look that up.
I think it was
Arkansas.
It was like not LA.
Am I cooking Arkansas for no reason? I've never been, but they have a class for
Streamers.
Creators.
Yes.
Like you can not class. You can you can get a degree in it.
Yes, they are. He's so smart. That's exactly what the kids should be doing, especially these young people who want
That's
to
what
make.
they all say. They want to work YouTube. I listen.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm on YouTube right now.
Hello, like we're not mad at it.
No, I will. Okay, well,
hate
I
it.
will ask you about this because I being in the same business.
Yeah.
And
And this business.
this business and coming from the same traditional
Mm-hmm.
background, ladder. I do think when we talk about media and aspiration and all of those things, to go to school, to take the traditional path, I don't like discourage young people to not take the traditional path because I believe in education.
Me too. I wish more people
As a board of
did.
trustee at Barry University, I do think it is incredibly important to get an education. But I believe in education, one, because I think it's something no one can take away from you.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, if you are college educated, you just statistically have more opportunities in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That said, when it comes to after getting your college education, breaking into the industry looks very different now.
Annoying how different it is.
It's completely different. But what I want to ask you is, because I have been thinking about this a lot as someone who mentees, is a mentor to a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
What do we even say?
do you tell them to get a different job and then just do it as a hobby? And then if it breaks through, but then I believe in like full commitment.
I was gonna say I tell, because I believe in the power of mentorship too, and I tell my mentees that this game doesn't look like whatever they prepared you for in traditional journalism anymore.
Yeah.
This does not look like you can write an article for a magazine and you can pay your bill for the month. This does not even look like there are magazines and newsrooms that are going to be around by the time you graduate that might be able to employ you. This is a different game. I would say if you really, really want to study journalism and you're obsessed with it and you love with it, go for it. But be prepared to have to be an influencer when you're out in the world. Be prepared to have to fund your projects or crowdsource or be on Substack. Be prepared to be a self-starter, because when we were coming up, it was like you apply, you do great work, you're hired, you get in the newsroom, you get in the biz, you got a job. And yes, layoffs have always been a thing. Like, that's not new. But there was always newsrooms. There was a newsroom. The way that things have shuttered so quickly in the last 2 to 3 years has been disheartening, heartbreaking, disappointing, and it has shaken a foundation of storytellers that were told that as long as you work hard and you put your head down, you would get somewhere. Baby, I don't even know where somewhere is no more. Like, it is. I don't know what to tell you. All I know what to tell you is this is a creator world, and even then I don't know what that's going to look like now that people are creating whole shows with AI. I don't know what that's going to look like now that people are creating music and everything with AI. I don't know what that's going to look like for real people, but I do know that if you have a story to tell, you can tell it. And I do know that there are hundreds of millions of young women that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on these Instagrams, YouTube, Substack, Beehive, Squarespace, blah, whatever. It's all coming back. So I think if you're not obsessed with the how and you're just more obsessed with telling a story that you're passionate about, you can do it. But baby, the times of newsrooms and like I feel like the only people that I see working are my friends who did the traditional news route. Local news, baby. Don't be surprised you see me on local news like that.
No,
Coming
local
up at
news
6
to me,
o'clock.
somebody was, I was talking to a friend of mine who's in local news recently, and she was saying it's a very unstable time as well. But I do think when it comes to local news, it's also shifting.
Because people are telling the story from their side.
But I think it's just going to look different.
Yeah.
I don't think local news will go away.
No, I don't think. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, local news. The smartest girls that I've seen. Shout out to Marissa, who is on Fox 5 DC. Marissa Mitchell just got her talk show, which is now on the like 11 a.m. hour after the main news. So she still hosts the main news. And now she has her own show. You've probably seen her because she goes viral all the time. Her interviews go viral all the time. But I'm like, she's doing that from a local news station and still having the reach of the internet and then the reach of hundreds of thousands of people watching you in real time every day. That's a rare thing to do. So don't sleep on local news. Even Jeanette Reyes, Miss News Lady, had all of that. We would have many a conversation before she went into the creator world because she was like, gee, how does this work? And I was like, let me show you what I know. And she left and is running it up as a content creator, but she got that first foray into like that audience every day in front of people and they got to know her and love her. So I'm like, don't be surprised if you see me right there in DC on some local, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like it's it's one of the last places that
it is
actually
one of the last
hiring
places
people.
it's hiring, and that's if you want to be on television.
Yep.
I have a lot of friends in local news.
Me too. Shout out to the girls in local news.
But one thing I will say about the news is you got to care about the news because that is a different world. It's hard. You're going to tell sad stories. You can tell great, fun stories and important stories, but it's also going to be sad stories, and it's really important to the community. So it is a different world.
It's a different world.
I think, I think the world is shifting. Obviously, it's shifting to creators, but I think you have to also be creative.
Sure.
And that is the gap between, I think, people that are successful as creators and people that are not. Is that what is the thing that you do? I mean, I think I struggle with that a lot because also being a multi-hyphenate, like that makes it difficult because the internet is flat.
Yeah.
It wants one thing. It comes to you for one thing. Are you a food influencer? Great. Don't post anything about sports. If you're a sports influencer, great. Don't talk about politics. Like there's just everybody has to be one thing.
Yeah.
And I do think as the internet catches up with humans, that will be, because all this is still very new to all of us.
Yeah.
That will be maybe the next, kind of iteration of it.
Yeah.
But it's a scary world out there, especially for young people. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you to do. I don't know. I'm learning this as you're learning it.
Fran, we are all back in the same boat. You could you could post something tomorrow that I mentor you through, and it could usurp anything I've ever posted in my life.
Right.
And then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that you're on your own.
Like, I don't know what's up there.
Yes.
I've never had 200
We have Mr.
million.
Miyagi to you.
Go and
fly.
Go fly.
Karate
go
Kid.
call Jackie Aina and the girls who are really doing it at that level, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like you cannot discount the fact that everybody calls themselves a journalist right now, and it's very annoying, or they use journalistic techniques to tell stories. Like, it's just what it is. And with that being said, I say use the skill set, own it, know how to tell a story, know how to write your lead, know how to do what you have to do, but just be prepared to like make a TikTok version of whatever you just spent hours researching, developing, putting real sweat and tears into for a minute to make people care.
Yeah, that I guess is where I am not a practicing journalist. I'm a trained journalist, but not practicing.
Once a journalist, always a journalist. This is
I
a
have the
space for
bones.
journalists.
I have the bones. But I do think, like you said, everyone calls themselves a journalist. Like, journalism is the cornerstone of democracy.
It should be.
And if you call everyone a journalist and at the same time demonize journalists and weaponize half of the media against journalism, then it takes away from the potency. It's
That's
like,
right.
You can't just call yourself things like, and journalism is a scary thing that is being attacked because that's why I've always said, like, I'm not a news journalist.
Right.
I'll say that.
Yes.
Like, I'm not a reporter.
Yeah.
And I consider myself more of a personality.
Yes.
And a pundit.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are working in local news, the people that are telling stories, the people that are on the street, the people that are out here working and reporting and covering stories like Nolan Wells, like that is so important. And we're not all the same. Like, I don't consider myself the same as those people. And we need those people, and we need to hold them in a certain regard. I think that's also part of the reason why everything is crumbling because, not to be funny dud, but
let's be funny dud.
Back in my day,
I'm gonna be a funny dud.
back in my day, like, it fucking meant something. It meant
really
something.
used to mean something.
And nothing means anything anymore. Nothing means anything anymore. Like, do the work, please.
Do you remember all of the shows from the 90s and how everybody wanted to be a journalist? Like,
Yes, because it was so like
you had Queen
the
Latifah,
suits at the thing, and it just everything
like
was
Flavor Magazine, journalism. Moesha wanted to be a journalist. She got to interview Maya Angelou on the show as Moesha. Like, what are you talking to me about? All of my people wanted to be journalists. The only people that didn't actually do the journalism route was girlfriends. But like all the other ones, I'm pretty sure T and Tamara, one of them wanted to be a journalist. Like everybody wanted to be a journalist.
yes.
That very much was great for me in my life because I was like, oh, okay, this works. Journalism, love it. And now it's like, because everyone has the opportunity to just open a phone and tell a story that could literally get the same views as an ABC News YouTube clip. Crazy. The world we live in. That's a $2 million a day set, and a $2 a day set
Right.
can get the same amount of views. That's why people do not care anymore. That's why you can pay a person to represent what this current administration wants to represent, $5, still invite them to the correspondence dinner, and their stuff will go more viral because that's just the world we live in. They'd have no journalistic research, no background, no nothing. Most of the time, they're just saying whatever they're paid to say or want to say. They might really believe it. They just might really be good at going viral. We're living by an algorithm that has no rhyme or reason as well.
I don't like it.
So I'm just like, when people ask me what to do, I say, do what you want. There are no rules.
Dude, there are no rules.
There are no, what do you really want to do?
But what I don't like about it is that I really struggle with this part of it. Everyone having a platform has been incredibly vital to fighting back against oppression, police violence.
Yep.
I mean, would we know anything about what ICE is doing right? Not that anyone cares, but would we know anything about what they were doing if we didn't all have cameras on our phones and platforms that we could freely repost these things? I mean, whole current movements have been started because
know about Nolan Wells.
We wouldn't know about Nolan
We
Wells.
wouldn't have the audio from Nolan Wells' call.
I mean, George Floyd. No one would have even believed that it happened.
Like,
so many stories have been told and been shared because we have free access to these platforms and everyone has a platform.
Yeah.
But with anything, there is a yin and yang to everything in life. And when everyone has a platform, there is no gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping.
And there's no process. And because when you had newspapers, when you had magazines, when you had network television, if you said something that was a straight up lie, you could get sued for it. You could get kicked off air. You could be fired. You could be prosecuted. I spent an entire semester in media law class.
And ethics.
Where I had to read a book and write
the
papers
most boring
and do presentations about how to not get fired, how to make sure that the information that I was getting, that I was saying on air was accurate and verified, and how to cite sources and how to use sources.
Yes.
And like all of this process. And it's like, we don't care about any of that.
No. And it's sad because it takes away the appreciation, the art of journalism, storytelling, the importance of it. The fact that it is supposed to be a cornerstone of democracy, and we have someone who literally helped tear that down, is horrifying.
Well, because, and this is where I personally have had to check my privilege and really acknowledge like that I have had different experiences than everyone in life. There's nowhere for people to get the truth.
No.
And
just facts.
It's just the pure, unadulterated facts that you can make your own decision about. There's nowhere to get that anymore because while they've all always been owned by bigger corporations, there was still a sense of responsibility, and the public helped hold those platforms to that status and to that level of responsibility. And you could go to a certain place and you would get just the story. Not the story with this pundit's opinion and this writer's opinion and this somebody who has a YouTube show's opinion. I don't care about what any of them have to say.
What is the
I want to know what the
fact?
fact is. What happened? What is happening? And I come from a place, from a journalist that felt a true responsibility to the American public to tell the truth. You make your decision about what you do with this information. But here's the information. I'm like getting chills because it really, or is it just cold in here?
No,
I don't know.
it's
Maybe I'm
chills
preaching.
because you're passionate.
I'm
You're preaching. Go off.
I just feel like it's important. And it's like, I know how to find the truth
Yes.
because I still have that training to know, that's a blog. That's not a source.
Yes.
I can look at the blog and click the sources they put and then read that and then find it on a couple other news
If they source
places.
them.
And then I can, if they source it, and then I can cross-reference and see, or is this just something that an internet sticker that someone's
That's
made?
right.
And because I refuse to willingly look like a dummy, will do all that work. But people aren't doing that. And I can't be mad at them, Gia,
No.
because why would they?
Why would they? AI is also going to tell you in 2 seconds. You don't even have to open a
They're
book.
wrong.
And
Do
that's the
you know how
thing.
many times I have had to tell my sweet Gemini?
I know.
You helped me organize a lot of things. But baby, I have asked her a question
They don't know.
and I'm like, baby, that's wrong.
That's wrong. And to go back to the point of citizen journalism, like the importance of that. Like also back in the day, like when Black Twitter first started, all those Trayvon Martin marches and protests, we didn't know where to go until people started being like, hey, pull up here. Like it started to be a global way to connect and move things forward. And so it makes me sad because even when we find a space to do just that, it can be taken away so quickly. But on the other hand, I also think I love the point you made about the viewing public being able to hold people to a standard. I think we have to get back to shaming people and companies and allowing people to know that we will divest our attention, because now we live in an attention economy. We don't live in a dollars economy. The advertising people they don't really care what you think anymore unless you take your eyes and your scroll away from these things. If you really don't like something, don't watch it. Everybody's like, they say all these crazy things on Fox News. Y'all watching it. That's why they're still on. There's a whole faction of the country that is watching it every day and being fed this stuff. The 24-hour news cycle messed up news reporting in so many ways. That was a horrible thing to do. But I say all that to say, if we don't want to see certain things, divest your attention from it, divest your people from it. That Jimmy Kimmel move when everybody went from canceling their Disney and Hulu accounts because Jimmy was gonna be taken off air. Like, we have to do more of that. And we have to do it for people that are not just white men. We have to do it for Black people. We have to do it for Spanish people, Asian people, Indian people, people from all different walks of life. What? You don't want to do it for everybody? Wait, what?
Gia, you do it for everybody.
Why you can't do it?
I'm not doing the people of color this year.
Oh, I'm talking about you want to do it for it can't just be a white man. That's what I'm saying.
Look,
of course, my attention gonna go towards me and my girls.
We can get back to being people of color after the midterms. We're gonna see what y'all women of color do at the polls.
LOL.
Okay,
I'm saying
we was all like this, and then
no, I'm not talking about POC. I'm saying especially if you want to see your people, right? Your representation.
You represent your
people. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. What did BTS just pull out the Grammys? And the Koreans are upset. And they're like, yes, you're doing this. Shout out to you, BTS, for holding the ground, because there should be a Korean stream or streams that have other languages. I believe that's what's going on. But I say all that to say, imagine how amazing that would be for them to make a point and then they actually have to do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, make your point representing the people that you want to care about, because we're going back to a time where, remember in the 80s, like, or 70s or 60s or whatever, before our time, where you had to turn on the TV and there weren't people of color that had...
Yeah, there was no representation.
Like, it was just all white shows. All white.
Yeah, I think
everything.
like that.
So I think if you want to see yourself...
You want to see yourself, you have to stand for it.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna do it as Black women. We know that. But like...
Yeah, we don't... I mean, where would the world be without us? Nowhere.
Here.
Nowhere. Not that... Listen, my cape is mothballed right now.
That's why I said that's why we...
That's why we're here. No, I legit... I think I talked about this before.
Yeah.
I talked to my therapist And I was like, why is everything
Shambles.
why is no one ready? Like, what's this in shambles? And she was like, well, Black women aren't doing anything.
We took care of ourselves.
Yeah. She's like, we have hung it up, and rightfully so, because we did what we were supposed to do and nobody listened. And now we're just taking a break. And I was like, the moments that election was over, which I knew he was going to win. I said, y'all got it. White women, y'all got it.
Fix it.
Latina women, y'all got it. I even had a conversation with a friend of mine who is absolutely hates Trump. I absolutely know that which way she voted, and she's Latina. She's Cuban, and she was like, "We have to." Da, da, da. I said, "What? No, you my real good sis, okay? But this is y'all people, okay? Yeah. We did what we were supposed to do.
Maybe the
proximity to whiteness situation is a conversation that your community has to have, okay? And then you need to go vote appropriately, because these trucks pulling up with these unmarked things and these men with no IDs and stuff, they're coming for y'all, okay? They're nowhere to send me. Where you gonna send me? Detroit? Okay? There ain't nowhere for me to go. You gonna split me up? Half to Ghana, half to Ireland.
Go.
They ain't sending me nowhere, all right? They coming for y'all. So midterms.
I'm gonna fight you, bro.
midterms.
No,
truly. I'm gonna see what's going on in midterms.
Shout out to
we can circle back to people of color after we see how that goes.
Shout out to the Black women that have done the work in their way since that election, since Kamala lost, because I have a lot of sisters who still work in the space of politics, of movements, of understanding how causes and organizations can change the world. I was on a call last night. There's a new organization called One Nation Overcharged that's all about healthcare reform and the system, and making sure that at the end of the day we can pay for bills, especially if we're sick, in the richest country in the world, and not have to sell our homes in order to live. Like, that's crazy. That's where we are, but that's only one of the many issues. And it was led by Beth Link, who's an amazing Black woman who's done work with Michelle Obama's campaign, many campaigns. And there were amazing Black women on that call last night. And I was just like, man, like Joteka Edie is still doing her Win with Black Women calls every single weekend. So it's like people are still doing the work. People are still trying to find ways to pull up. But they're protecting their peace more, because that was devastating.
Yeah.
That was devastating. And I believed that she could win. I really did. I believed, especially with the turnouts at the rallies and seeing how people were showing up. I think there was a little trickery, and I think somebody bought that election. But I'll say all that to say that we deserve that 100 days took everything for us to show up, and then it took everything out of us. So if we need, they say it takes 4 times as long to get over a breakup. If I need 400 plus days to get over what happened.
And listen, you're absolutely right. Because shout out to the givers that still have it, because I won't say that I don't have it. You know, I'm just more hyper focused on the specific things that I can physically with my hands change. I still have my nonprofit. I'm still
that's the thing. We're activating where where we are called to activate.
Where I'm called and where I know I'm needed.
That's right.
And where I can make actual real change in the small ways. You know, that election, I feel like I knew that the Democrats were going to lose, because they trotted Joe Biden out. I mean, that's it's not going to work.
And
then
I love me some Joe.
Listen, I miss Joe. I think a lot of people do. All right, I don't know what the hell y'all were talking about, but he should not have run again. It was arrogance by the Democratic Party, and then they put her against it with a short. Thrown together
100
days to run for office, and coming off of an unpopular end to the presidency, and they just assumed that because Trump's a felon that these people weren't going to vote for him, which is arrogance. It's just nothing more than arrogance. I'm still a little questionable about the pipeline for the next presidential election, but they didn't have a pipeline for any other stronger candidate. Yeah. So it was just a disaster. And people vote for familiarity. And his first presidency wasn't as batshit as that was not close to what this absolute like pig farm of an authoritarian regime that we are dealing with right now. So even in our wildest dreams, I don't think that we could have anticipated that it was going to, anyone, even the people that are hateful, anticipated that it was going to be this much of an absolute shit show.
Kamala told us. Hillary told us. Everybody told us. We just want to
need to be told.
That's what I'm saying. We told them. Us, the world.
Yes. Yeah.
We are the world.
Yes,
we are the
us.
children.
We are not. You know
we
what, Gia?
are the world.
You
Come on,
a
Michael
little more
Jackson
loving
said
than me. Okay, you in touch.
Jackson.
You in touch with the spirit. You know, you're host of Prayer
are
Girls.
the
I'm over
world.
here. All right.
We are the children.
You doing great.
We
I
are the ones. that
I,
make a
Joy
better
Taylor,
day. So
am
let's
not a
stop
we.
living.
It's y'all and me for right now. But I do feel you though.
There's a choice.
The message was.
We're
the message,
saving our own lives.
The message was expressed.
I wish that we would get back to a place where we need a little toxic positivity right now. We need somebody to be
why
delusional.
Does that song still hit? That song should not still hit. We should hear that song and be like, dang, we fixed things. That song did it. And that song still hits. We should not be still having them same problems.
We shouldn't. It doesn't make it makes nobody sense. and I was sitting at a shout out to Kim Blackwell. She has an amazing conference called Accelerate Her, excuse me. And Kamala was the closing speaker. And in it, she was talking about the devastation of losing in front of the world, what that felt like for her. And she said something so powerful and poignant that I think has helped be a balm for me, even in our current circumstances as journalists and just women in this world. And she was like, I had to get comfortable with the fact that I shattered the ceiling. And sometimes in order to shatter the ceiling, you get cut, but it's open. Now it's open. So maybe I was just supposed to open it. And when she said that, I was like,
that's a great perspective.
yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So instead of like being like, it didn't work, in a way, there were a lot of people that were going to finally have the idea of a woman president be okay in their mind, a black woman president at that, be okay in their mind. There were hundreds of little girls that saw that run that might be the type of people that are just crazy enough to be like, I'm going to try to do it though.
Yeah.
It didn't work for her, but I'm going to try and do it. So in my toxic positivity, we are the world spirit, I am like, as sad as I feel about a lot of things in this world, I do think we are all at a space where we're finally all up against the wall, unless you're like the 1%. You're in the Hamptons living your best life. Mm-hmm. But the rest of us are like, ooh, everybody else is back here. This is crazy and sad and scary. Something has to give. I'm hopeful that we'll actually do something so that it does give in the right direction.
That's a really great perspective. It's a good perspective actually to hear.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I needed this. So I know you need to hear it.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Because sometimes I think when you are a trailblazer or you do shatter the glass ceiling, like, yeah, you're the first one to go through, you're going to get cut. And that really does make a lot more sense. That's comforting to think about, actually.
Yeah, I'll send you the quote because I have it written. I wrote that note and I said, "Oh, Kamala, you ate with that one."
Yeah, she did. I don't want them to put a woman on the next ticket, though.
Oh, really?
No,
you done?
Boring, white, straight male. Okay. Get this dumpy butt out of here. Okay, and we can fix it on the next round. You don't have to agree.
You're not wrong. Honestly,
we are not
anybody but.
But here's why I say that. Would I love for it to be an intelligent, amazing, qualified, competent, intelligent,
that's held every office,
can read
in government,
and speak,
lawyer,
a sentence, right, with dignity,
and can two-step.
You know,
HBCU.
Anything. Would I like somebody who can read? Yes. But I don't think, I knew Hillary was going to lose because I was like, there's no way, like, you guys have not talked to enough humans in this country.
Mm.
There's no way we're going from the first 2-term black president to the first woman president.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how qualified she is. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then she ran a terrible campaign and it just wasn't going to happen. I knew he was going to win. When he first announced he was running, I was like, this is a joke. And then once things started rolling, I was like, oh, he's going to win.
Right.
They're not going to vote for a woman.
Right.
It's not ready. And then similarly with Kamala, because Joe Biden's presidency was so, because of propaganda, so unpopular at the end of it, and because he came out there not in that disaster of a debate where you could barely talk, poor man. And and I was like, oh, so it's cooked.
Right.
And then they did the fake assassination attempt, and then it was like, it's
Fake.
done. Like this is what it is. I just want to get back to some sense of like peace and
normalcy.
quiet, which is what happened with Biden.
Yes.
They were like, just give us normal. okay?
Decorum. Decorum.
Just give us a white man that we know.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's what happened. And yeah, like that's not what I want.
Right.
But I also, when it comes to politics in this country, it's about winning. And so much about the Democratic Party is about giving everybody a nice, warm hug. I'm not a big hugger, right? Like I only hug people I know and like. I don't want to hug everybody. Sometimes you gotta get a spanking, all right?
All right.
This is a nice way of saying getting your ass beat. My mother was not playing around. When things were wrong, it went sideways.
Child, we was just
Okay.
having a combo. But okay. What do
I
you
think we need to bring back corporal punishment.
Saying. My mother was like, you
For
gonna spank your
somebody.
kids? I was like,
I just had this conversation the other day.
Come on, spank
I was
them.
like, this gentle parenting, I don't know.
Now I'm gonna have more context. We're gonna have better
Oh, yeah, we're
conversations.
gonna explain
We're gonna
reason.
we're gonna breathe.
That-
we're
that-
gonna
why?
breathe. Mommy didn't do no breathing.
Oh, no.
Now we gonna breathe.
It was you have to take a beat.
Yes.
Everything does not deserve hands.
Or belts. Mommy never hit me with a belt. I'm just saying, but some people did.
Anyway, go ahead.
But I was saying all that to say, what do you think about Mamdani? Because
He can't run.
What? I know
Mhm.
for president, but I am just so inspired to watch.
For those of you who know why he can't run, he wasn't born in the United States.
Right. But I'm hoping that the example and model that you can help people
Brilliant.
and have a successful term and try to make your place of reign better for a lot of people with class, with actual care in the community and touching the community and being
And
cool.
calling Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal, which he
Wake
is.
that up. And like, and it works. Like, I'm hoping that is more of where we go. It's like we need the rich people with a heart to fund people who are of that same form. Because also half the time, people just don't have the funds to really go against these talking heads and these ideals that we are currently living under.
Yeah.
They have all the dollars. They have all the ability to put out ads in 300,000 stations that see millions of people. Like, people just don't have the same money.
I do think that Mamdani has done an incredible job.
Obsessed with him.
He's a great politician, and I think the reason that he is working so well is because he has a rarity about him of really actually wanting the job he has. And I think the fact that he can't run for president is actually quite interesting because so many people have talked about like, oh, well, like he can't run for president.
Yeah.
So he actually says, this is the job I want and it's the best job. And he's focused on the task at hand.
That's right.
Which aside from his like actual policies, which are not all popular,
Sure.
like people who are wealthy in New York are probably not a big fan of him.
Right.
Which guess what? Don't care. I don't live in New York. And also like enough with the helping the wealthy people. Like they got it.
Enough.
They got it. And if you continue to vote for wealthy people while you're not wealthy, baby, you are the problem. They don't care about you. Vote within the tax bracket in which you currently exist. Please. I had this conversation once with a young man, just a little aside. And he was talking, this was before, this was like at the beginning of Trump's, maybe he was like 2 years in or something. And he was like a fan of Trump. And I was like, so interesting that you're a fan of Trump. Like, why? What do you like about him? And he was like, oh, well, you know, he speaks the truth. I was like, he's a known liar. Verifiable liar. Like, there's a lie tracking website of all the lies that he tells.
lies.
He's constantly lying. So that's not true. But so you just like that he's loud. And he was like, yeah, like he's he just like speaks his mind. I was like, but he's dumb. So he's loud and dumb and lies. And these are things that you admire. And I'm not being like combative. I'm like,
No,
like generally this is like, I am speaking from a place of facts. I was like, no, he was like, well, don't you want a politician that, tells you what's going on and speaks their mind? I said, no, I don't.
Tells you what's going on.
No, I do not.
I
want to go to brunch.
I don't want to see you on my news.
I don't want to see you
State of
ever.
the Union, your daily press conferences, you stay in your way and you get out of here.
When there's a disaster, I want your ass on a plane. And I want you off with your little White House raincoat.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
I don't want to see you. I want to know nothing about you. Okay? I don't want to be able to draw you.
That's right.
And no, I don't. I said I want to go to brunch.
I want you to do your job while I do mine.
Job. I said, this is your problem. You think of this man as a celebrity.
That's what won.
And he is a public servant. He works for us. So no, I don't. And I want the politicians to lie to us. That's what we pay them to do. Okay? If the asteroid is not on the way, send Buscemi up there, okay? And blow it up while we live our lives. I want you to do your job. There's a reason why when Obama went into office, he looked one way, and then despite all the melanin,
look 20 years different.
A different way. And he still got it together, okay? No shade. But we all saw the picture. Okay? It ages you, and it should. And
it's the hardest job in the world.
This poop-a-lot man hasn't aged a day because he's looked like dog shit since the day he was born. But the point is, I digress. The point is, I told him.
Somebody put the ether beat.
The real point that I made to him is I was like, so what about his policies do you like? Forget all this, groupie stuff you're talking about. What are the policies that you like? And he was like, well, I like his tax policy. I said, baby, let me tell you something. Okay. I pay more in taxes than you make in a year.
Come on.
Multiple times over. I pay your salary. I could employ 3 of you.
My God, today.
With the taxes that I pay. Why are you worried about my money? That's very sweet. Are you trying to be sweet to me? Don't worry about my money. You need to worry about your money. You shouldn't be worried about my money.
Because the way that these eggs and all these gas is so crazy. And now you can't even eat the eggs or the salad.
We can't eat salad.
Like, what are we talking about?
Why are you worried about my money?
We need to eat salad.
Let me vote about my money. You should be voting within your tax bracket. We can't eat salad. You can't afford eggs. Gas. Any kind of medicine. Schooling. Place to send your kids while you go work your second job because you can't afford to live off the one job you have. And you continue to vote for people who don't know or care that you exist. It's crazy to me.
Well, what's the answer, Joy? What do we do?
I don't know, girl. I don't know.
We don't have the time to talk about what do we do. We need Avengers. We need the Avengers. Call Tony Stark. Get him back together.
Where's reunite?
Tony is gonna come back in the multiverse. Shoot. We are in the multiverse. No, please, someone help us.
Please help us. Like
Captain America.
I hate this timeline.
Both of them.
Loki,
it could be the black one and the white one.
Bring
help
us back. Oh my God, Ant-Man.
Thanos, be us. Play for us and snap it, please. Snap this man.
Not the Avengers is crazy. Wait. Speaking of the Avengers, which we do need, if you guys are hiding, shout out, like, do we beam them? I don't remember how we get them back.
They kind of just find each other in New York.
They always be linking in New York. They love to link in New York. Link up in New York.
Mamdani, find the Avengers.
Assemble.
Wakanda.
What? Okay, that's what I'm about to ask you about.
I'm not mad at that little baby. Leave that baby alone.
Why? Can we just? My thing is this. Why everybody does not need to have an opinion?
We're so annoying.
We're so annoying. Leave that little baby alone.
Every time we want to drag something that black people are doing, Black people, let's all talk about salad. I promise you we get somewhere. We would get somewhere. Every time you want to drag, who was the last one? Y'all dragged India Ari. Every time you want to drag somebody, every time you want to drag Kev on stage, talk about salad.
If you gonna leave Kev alone,
and maybe we could get somewhere. Every time you want to drag Kev, talk about the healthcare cost. Maybe we could get somewhere. Every time you want to drag Kev, talk about how journalism doesn't exist. Maybe we could get somewhere. Every time you want to drag Kev on stage, talk about your bills going up. And if we could do that, I think we could get somewhere.
why are they
At an organization that you believe in, that's doing the work.
Yes. Drop a donation link.
Share Nolan Wells' mama's latest ask of us as a community.
Please. Why are they so
unserious.
mad about? I don't even get it. What are you mad about? He looks like his baby. He's got the same eyes. He's a good actor. He's still a relatively unknown. Damson was just in
Denson.
Children of Blood and Bone.
Yes.
He's not going to be in another.
Also, I'm sure they considered him. It took years. And Ryan said, I read the article, Ryan said when he met him, he got chills. He knew Chadwick. He worked with Chadwick for years. You don't think that when he met Chadwick, he got chills? You don't think that he grieved his personal friend? You don't think that he would come to this with the utmost respect and reverence for what this story means to us? Like, we don't, like, what are we talking? Okay, he's a little short. Okay.
Short.
He's short.
They're mad that he's short.
They're mad that he's short and British.
Y'all
I
are
think.
incredibly unserious. Well, the British thing is a different conversation.
I know, that's
but,
totally different.
But not for this though. Wakanda is.
No.
I'm sorry to say this, guys. Wakanda is not a real place.
And neither is
I know we
Zamunda.
want it to be, but it's really not.
I'm not mad at it. I trust Ryan Coogler.
Actors are short. 5'9" is not short.
He's 5'9"?
5'9" is not short. You out here talking like, do you know how tall Tom Cruise is?
I know.
Tom Cruise is like the #1 movie star ever.
Yeah, and short.
And short.
For
How
a
tall
man,
is
right?
how tall is he? 5'5"? 5'6"?
Ain't no way.
Specs.
Anywho, back to the. But I do think. Look, he's not wrong.
Crazy.
He's not wrong.
But Tom Cruise is very short.
Trying to say he 5'7".
No, he's 5'6".
But I think at the end of the day, let's
People are
not
short.
drag something.
People are mad he's short.
People are mad at everything. People are mad.
Guys, Gia just gave us a bit of a sermon here. I mean, you take it seriously. We have to start being mad about the things that are worthy of being mad about. Like, and I think that's a great circle back to the beginning of this conversation. It's okay to have an opinion about something. It's not okay for you to get upset over the casting of the new Black Panther. It's not okay. The world is falling apart.
Yeah.
Like, you need to put the energy where it's meant to be. You can have an opinion, but Ryan Coogler is an Oscar award-winning filmmaker. He has box office hits off of original screenplays. Okay? You don't know what you're talking about. I don't have to tell you, you're wrong.
I don't
You're
like-
wrong.
I don't love that.
Okay?
I don't love that.
What?
The voice.
You're wrong.
I love you.
I'm saying
You see how we just did something kind?
It's okay, I respect it. Yeah.
I love
It was getting weird, but
I
like
don't love
no one
that.
is listening in my real voice. All right.
No, you're right. You're not. You were preaching, and I agree with you.
But it's a point.
No,
like,
it's important.
You can't keep getting mad about everything.
We literally do not have access. Retirement? Like we are so
that?
unserious. Who cares? And here's another thing, Joy. It's still gonna be the #1 movie because everybody's
Of
gonna
course
go
it
see
is.
it.
Of course it is.
People drag Jay-Z for weeks on end. You telling me that thing wasn't sold out? Everybody went. Everybody and their
I don't know
mama.
a person who wasn't there.
Just me, apparently. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
I
get to
wasn't
go.
there.
I would have gone.
I
Like,
just
I ain't
missed
mad
it.
at it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to go in Paris. But like, shout out, hey.
I'm gonna go in LA.
Yeah, I'm not. It's already sold out. It's actually really almost sold out in LA. And I was like, I don't even think I'm gonna be in town. But I say all that to say, we are unserious,
Unserious.
and the internet is not real. It's not a real place. And I think we spend so much time and energy focused on something that, like, people dragged Oprah for months about everything. Some of it, fair critique. And Jay-Z too. Some of the things are fair critique. But I just want us to spend at least half the time being just as vocal about the things that are affecting us every single day.
Do you think it's that we're still, because I do wonder what it will take. I saw a creator wrote something about are Americans too lazy for a revolution? And I tossed the idea around, and I don't know that it's that we're lazy. I think we have been kept just comfortable enough.
Yes.
Just comfortable enough that we're hungry. We can't have salad. We can't have eggs, but we can still, we're still eating other things, right? We don't have gas, but we can still get a ride with someone who does have gas. We're not quite at revolutionary level starving or revolutionary level loss of rights or revolutionary level sickness or revolutionary level violence. You look around, we talked about what was happening in Albania with Ivanka Columbus discovering Albania and deciding that she was going to build Epstein Island 2 there. And the people...
This is the news that people need.
Protesting is insane. She's like, oh, it's a beautiful island. Oh, we drove in off our yacht. People are like, you're in Albania, babe. Untouched. There's a whole war era base on the island. It's very touched, quite touched, overly touched, war touched. In fact, the point is, we haven't gotten to that level yet,
right?
And I think we've just been held just comfortable enough that we're like, is it really worth marching in the streets and risking our lives? Is it really worth doing what our ancestors did? Is it really worth doing what they did during the civil rights movement and truly risking our safety and lives? And it's also like why Black women are like, we're like, no, I'm not. We will be the first ones
to do it.
Clipped.
But I think you're right. There is like a proverb, I don't know from where and what, but it was saying that if you want to kill a toad, don't try to drown it. Put the toad in lukewarm water and little by little turn it up until it's too late for the toad to get out. They turning up the water.
Yeah.
But we are so distracted. We are just distracted enough.
Yeah, we're toads, but Love Island is on.
We're toads, but we are on threads in somebody's AC. I still got my cell phone. So we're going to die on streams. Like, well, it's coming, my G. This is the big one. Let me thread.
Listen, because if we had to sit outside in this heat, I would be losing it.
I'm saying, like, we're just so distracted.
Yeah.
There is, my brother and I were talking about DVD players. My boyfriend and I were also having this conversation. And we were like, we're getting back DVD players. We have been scammed so much that the thing that I bought once in the 90s, I now have to pay for every month, and you're rising the subscriptions on me?
I don't watch all this television.
But there is so much television to watch.
I know.
Like, I don't even know how many shows on Netflix alone. No human being can watch all those shows, every show on Netflix. We're just distracted, and they are distracting us on purpose, which is why we're being funny, but we're not when we say, please mind what makes you so impassioned that you drag everything. Sometimes, ooh, baby, it's okay to be quiet. It is okay not to have an opinion. It's okay to not care about it. We are so indoctrinated into the scroll, the distraction, because life is really hard and nasty. So it makes distraction feel even safer.
Mm-hmm.
But if we turn off the phones for a second and look outside, people are losing jobs. People don't have money. People are having to move out of LA altogether because of how crazy everything is. Like, that's just very local, but you have people moving back in with parents. We're not okay. We're not talking about the thing. I love to see people on threads, a thread of young women saying, like, I'm 35 and I have to rebuild my whole life. I need advice. And like the droves of women. Like, let's talk about the real things.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to pay my bills this month. It's about to be the first. And then somebody starts to GoFundMe, like, I can't send you $200, but I can send you $20. Like, we need help. What are we talking about?
I think one of the things that we do and need to get back to, and it is scary because it requires a little bit of vulnerability, which is not my favorite thing.
Hate it.
But community
Yes.
is a word that we throw out a lot,
Yeah.
but don't practice as much. And it's like we all need community, and we are community-based creatures.
Yes, we're supposed
When we were originally created, we lived within communities. We weren't concerned with what was happening 3,000 miles away because we couldn't access 3,000 miles away. Our problems were hyper local to our set of people.
Yeah.
And we would take care of each other. And we're not even taking care of that group of people, let alone the then next community and then next community and then the overall community. And yeah, like we have to help each other. And when we're all concerned about dragging each other and we're all concerned about, what someone's casting is, or if they're too short, or we're all concerned about, like, you are concerned about nothingness, and you're much more concerned about that. It's not like, okay, like you have an opinion on the casting, I have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
We all have opinions about everything.
But for days?
And like,
And not
how is
adding
that the
anything?
thing you're talking about and not the dragon in the corner that's about to cook all of us? Shouldn't we be building something for him?
Shouldn't there be some talks about climate change? Shouldn't there be something? We're not even talking about it anymore.
It's hot as hell outside.
It's hot
It's
everywhere.
hot. But here's the thing.
It's
The
scary
climate
out
change
here.
thing, I think I have to shelf.
No, we can't. I mean, there's really so many things
There's
in
so many
front of
things.
us.
But here's the thing about climate change. This has always been my opinion about this. It's got bad branding. The scientists, they made it too complicated for people. They called it global warming, and it was cooked from the second they called it global warming. It was never going to make sense to anybody where there was snow.
Yeah.
And then it couldn't last
Until now, when people are like, "Oh,
no, there's no snow."
wait,
Yeah, now they
Wait
get
a
it.
minute.
But like it always had.
or there's an absorbent amount of snow."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wait, I've never been snowed in for 3 weeks."
Yeah.
Like New York just went through and all these other places.
The lack of proper branding for global warming was always why we were always going to lose that battle. Scientists needed to park it with some really good marketers and come up with a better brand for it. But
That's what we need, y'all.
better branding.
People who care about causes, get a good marketer. There's a lot that are out of work.
Let's get them into
Let's
the
get 'em
nonprofits.
into, like,
Let's get them into the campaigns.
Get the level strategy.
Please hire some marketing people for the next campaigns,
Yeah,
please.
Who was the best marketing that we've seen? We've talked about this on the internet. That's one of the things I do like.
I loved that Cardi commercial.
Cardi's rollouts have been amazing on everything she's done.
Do you saw the soda commercial?
Yeah, that was funny.
Girl, I can't say that in church.
Okay. Cardi's
So
run
good.
has been like. There's been so many great marketing things. Whoever did the Barbie marketing, you need to hire them.
Yeah.
Because I even had a Barbie party, and I'm big aged.
Barbie was so formative.
I love Barbie.
We used to do a Barbie family picture, me and my sister, with our raggedy Barbies.
It's adorable.
We put them in their best little fits.
And shout out to Angel Reese.
We only had one Ken because
You didn't need him.
I mean, he was married to like main Barbie. We didn't need any more Kens. Kens were always super cheap too. Nobody wanted a Ken.
Everybody wanted the girls.
Yeah,
The girls.
of course.
Shout out to Angel.
I love Angel's Barbie.
That's so fire.
It's a very, very cute campaign.
Okay, wait. We didn't get to anything, and
We
I
did not
got
get to
about,
anything.
Like,
We got to get you out of here. I do
Yes.
want to talk. I want you to talk about your. I want to read it
the
properly.
community.
No, I want you to talk about whatever you would like to.
Okay,
to
no,
promote.
what you want?
But
It's your show.
your creatives of faith.
Yes.
Yes.
Creators of faith. Okay, yay. It's been 3 months now. They have kicked my butt all of the months because, like the mindset that you have to shift to, and I think we talked about this before, to be able to build something when you're used to being hired is like, it's emotional. I've been in therapy for years, but our latest things have been like, well, why don't you feel like you can do this consistently? And like, it's any entrepreneur knows this. Anytime you're like having to sell or share the ideas I have about like, charging people, it's like, I hate it all. And then we get to moments where we're on prayer calls or live masterclasses or our internal like co-working sessions or our accountability groups or the moments where we're like dropping stuff in our conversation, and I'm like, oh, this is why. So it's hard and it's beautiful, but Creatives of Faith is a new community that's all about keeping creatives on assignment from God, the illest creative of all time. And we do that through monthly masterclasses and Bible studies, which are, the community can join in all those things. But internally, we really walk together. Like, we have daily challenges. We've had some members host classes. We've had mental health check-ins. We've had activation sessions. We've had financial classes for creatives. We've had a lot of amazing things internally in our first couple of months that lets me know that it is absolutely necessary. It's hard work because I love people, but I also love being by myself. So I'm like, it's stretching me in ways that I didn't necessarily know, but I'm sure was the reason why I procrastinated it for so long, because child, who wants to do it? It's a lot of work. Especially because, like, until you can pay for a team, you are your team. So like, I'm like, okay, I'm a designer. But I've had people help me go the way. Shout out to Akiwa from House of Eve Bowman, Akiwa, who's been an amazing creative help for me. And she's a strategy designer type queen, who helps me put together the entire brand for Creatives of Faith, and she's been amazing. But like, I can't call it Kiwa every day. I call it all the time. So sometimes I have to do it myself. I'm not a designer, but sometimes I'm like, okay, I guess I have to learn how to do this. So it's stretching me a lot, but it's one of my favorite things. And I've met people who have really been touched and moved by it. And so, yeah, we're building. We're a couple months in. And if you want to learn more, you can go to creativesoffaith.com. If you're looking for that type of community, we're like, you're praying for people, you're deepening your faith, you're sharpening your skill set, and it's not a separate conversation. It's like intrinsically connected.
Did you want to promote something else before I interrupted you?
That's it, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging. We just had a little kiki. Honestly, it was. I didn't get to any of the questions.
Do you want to ask one more, because I definitely have like 5 minutes.
No.
I have a whole 5.
Watch you rushing through Los Angeles traffic. Make sure you follow Gia at Gia Peppers, Healed Girl Era Pod.
That I need to bring back because I need.
Oh, okay. Are we not doing?
No, say that.
Okay.
But I'm serious. I do need to bring it back.
Okay.
And also, it'll be back on Patreon, because also, before we go, that's another thing that the people on Threads were talking about.
What?
Everybody wants recently laid off journalists who have big voices to start their own platforms. And
guys,
people think,
do you have any idea how hard it is to start? First of all, we don't need to start a platform. YouTube exists. Watch us on YouTube and subscribe.
And also, it costs money to do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's not here is not volunteering. What do you think they gave me these cameras? like, huh? So did they? I found this couch outside of some rich person's house in Beverly Hills.
No, you have to buy all this, and that's what I think people.
Stop telling people to start platforms. The platforms already exist,
and it's also
just
like
watch.
Show money. Do you have McDonald's money? Do you have podcast money? Like, unless we're supporting each other, then you're probably not going to see your favorite host all the time, which is why I love, shout out to Kev on Stage and his big Tubi deal and all the amazing things he's been doing. But I love his Patreon offering, because he literally has like $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. It's like you pay what you want for his content. There are many people that are doing this, and I think it's so helpful. And then you have to worry about the people that are like, why I got to pay for it? Because it costs money.
Because it costs money to make
this stuff.
Yes, it doesn't cost money to pick up your phone and make a video. It does cost money to make actual shows. This whole operation costs money. And the platform already exists. It's called YouTube. It's called the podcast platform.
Like, they were talking about Jamel Hill, like, needs to be on the network.
I've seen Jamel talk about this. And like, she's said it, and she's absolutely right.
All the time.
I am live. I have a show. I have a YouTube show. I have everything you could watch me on. I already am doing the shows. Just subscribe. That's it. And then you can put that YouTube on your television. And then, ta-da, there I am. Talking about all the things you want me to talk about.
Network.
Yeah, it's crazy. The platforms already exist. Just hit subscribe.
Yeah.
We don't just say that like as like a thing they tell us to do.
No.
And finally, at Creatives of Faith.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
weathering the crazy LA traffic to come and hang with me and have this lovely kiki.
Anytime.
Anything that you felt was controversial, I said, not Gia.
No. I'm fine. We first of all, the people who love you and know you about to tell the truth, child. But I
no more weird voice.
I actually love it.
They don't listen to me in my real voice. Thanks for joining us. Hit subscribe and follow us at Too Personal Show. We'll catch you next time.